Shabbat Shalom Aleichem, and welcome to the citizens of Yahweh Media. In the power of, in the glory of, and in the good of Yhwh'S, Yahweh. In the name of Yhwh'S, Beit Nun Sofit, Yhwh'S, Yahweh ben Yahweh. In this particular video, I'm going to speak to melanated people around the globe and give my commentary on why the lost sheep is not just true YISRAEL. But there are many nations of people who mean well, but lack a greater understanding of the world around them. In this video that I have here, you see many so-called black people in general. They have this ideology that colonialism and apartheid is going to exist forever, as long as the world exists. It is a lack of biblical knowledge and a lack of biblical belief that have many people in a state of constant fear and doubt. You have this ideal that politics and economics alone is going to save you, or this ideal that, well, we'll just wait until the world starts to love everybody and people just stop being racist or just stop having hatred and longing for oppression of other groups that are less powerful than them. You know, just do it on their own. Not reality. So here we have this sister here, Ivy Anita. You can go watch the video. It said how Kenya almost became Israel. The true history of how Israel was created in 1948. Now in this video, there's a whole lot to unpack. It's not just about the specific title. And something that she referenced that I specifically commented on was about people saying that specifically so-called blacks in America is who she's talking about. Saying, what does it have to do about us? Or what does it have to do with us? So I'm going to read some of my commentary, but I'm speaking her language. I'm not speaking to her as if she understands biblical knowledge. So I'm going to go to my comment, and I said, praise Yahweh ben Yahweh. No disrespect. I said, I love your compassion. You keep talking about 2023. So I know you haven't experienced Black Judah's oppression here in New Jerusalem, USA. She's talking about how could this stuff be happening to the Palestinians and all of this apartheid today. So clearly she doesn't understand the experience that we go through. As I said, in America, apartheid has never ended. It's still happening. 1921, the destruction of Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, was only 30 years before the European Jews colonized Old Jerusalem. The Civil Rights Movement in 1954 to 1968, the Watts riots in 1965, the LA riots in 1992. Apartheid is still going on for us until this very day. Every time we are murdered in the streets by so-called keepers of the peace. In 2021, 12% of the total U.S. population, which is so-called Black Americans, age 25 and above, 22.6% had earned bachelor degrees or higher. Why doesn't the U.S. government prioritize loans to our community? Yet, they are given all those financial grants and loans to foreigners to open up businesses in our neighborhood. This is economic sabotage, which is a form of oppression, while using the media to demonize us and pushing in the minds of foreign blacks. So I got to go to the next page. And pushing in the minds of foreign blacks that all we do is commit crimes and are lazy. So this is the narrative that they push to people from the Caribbean, people from Africa, and all over the world who look melanated people who come to America. All these other groups who come to America is being exposed as anti-Black American or fall in line with the discrimination against us. Now understand, this isn't everybody, and I treat people as an individual, but as groups of people, this is true. Of course, when I see those Palestinian children dying, it hurts my heart. But we are no longer supporting anybody as a mass group if they don't support reparations for 290 years of chattel slavery. For us, a descendant, we cannot support them politically. The gig is up. So a lot of Hebrew Israelites have commented about, why do I talk about reparations? Well, reparations is a mental and spiritual movement. It is a testimony to the descendants of colonialism, those who brought us to the four corners on slave ships. They have to know why they're going to be judged. Yahweh, the Most High God of Israel, is not going to come down and specifically speak to them. So what he uses is our voice. He uses signs and symbolism. The movement for reparations is a symbolism of what Yahweh promised to Abraham in Genesis. And that nation I will judge, and they shall come out with great substance. You've heard this many times before. You know, some of us are moving away from this passive pipe dream mentality, especially Black Judah here in the hills of North America. We are asking, which is a valid question. What does that have to do with our people specifically? We're starting to move into a mindset of a unified nation of people. We still have a long ways to go, but there is hope. And this is foretold in the New Jerusalem Bible. Let's check it out. It's all the way in Genesis 49:1. Genesis 49:1. And Jacob, you know, that's Jacob Israel, called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together, and hear ye, sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. So in order to gather yourselves together, you're going to have to gather yourselves mentally before you do it physically. You're going to have to gather yourselves together through mind and spirit first before you can actually do that. In order to do that, you have to move away from the programmed thinking of the dominant society and thinking of what is in the best interest of your tribe. So this is being pushed on us that we have to take a side. So I'm starting to see this a lot in the mainstream and social media. You Black people, basically, you need to pick a side. Who are you with? Are you with the Palestinians? Are you with the convert Jews? And the question is, why? I saw a skit about LeBron James. He said something pro-Israel and they came after him. So how many celebrities out there from the dominant society push a pro-Israel frame of mind or thought process or speaking pro-Israel in the media, and then they're praised for that? But all of a sudden, if you're a so-called African American and you say something about, okay, I support Israel, then they get mad at you and say, well, why aren't you supporting Palestine? So that's one reason why we should stay out of it, because you're not going to win on either side. You're not going to win on either side. That means stay out of it. Obviously, when you see people being destroyed, like what's happening in the Gaza Strip, you feel for them. But that's something we can't get involved with. And we shouldn't be forced to get involved or take a side. We have to move away from this program train of thought. We cannot be forced to think outside of what's in the best interest of us. The most powerful and successful groups of people in the world think about what is in the best interest of their nation first. Nation means nationality. European and Asian people around the world, they don't put other groups first. It is black people globally who have this extremely weird ideology. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see an issue with putting your people first. You're supposed to. So let's say you have a house, a home. You have your family inside of that home. So you're going to give all of your food away to everybody down the street and your family going to starve? That's what it is. But when you say this, people will try to use politics against you, or they will try to use reverse psychology and say, oh, you hate these other groups. No, this is reality. Everybody should put their family, which is their community, their nationality first. You have to. That's common sense. I don't fault no group for doing that. But black people globally, they have this strange mindset, and it is a self-inflicting thought process. And that's why we're last. And we're going to remain last until we change that globally. This is the citizens of Yahweh Media. Once again, Shabbat Shalom Aleichem. Hallelujah, Yahweh. Hallelujah, Yahweh ben Yahweh.